Women of Reddit, what do you think would be the worst thing about being a man? 1. Overall, I think it's more difficult for guys to get to dates. Edit. Obligatory. Holy shit, you guys. You've popped my platinum, gold, and silver cherries. Thanks. And now it's easier for people I know to find my profile. Dot. Cool. 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 Dot. Comma Jake Peralta. 2. People expecting that I could fight. Man. Dot. My ex-girlfriend chatting shit to some scary guy on a train who was acting out, and then just turning to me with "Are you going to let him speak to me like that?" look on her face when she pissed him off enough. Dude would have ducked me up if I wasn't so good at being diplomatic. The negotiator. 3. As a woman, I will never, ever have any doubt that my children are mine. Edit. Apologizes to the men whose anxiety I raised by 150%. Another edit. Thank you for the silver. 4. Not having your emotions taken seriously, then lashing out because of it and then seen as violent because you just want to be understood. I had that with abusive parents, but normally people don't treat me that way because I'm a woman. I can't imagine what an entire life of not having your feelings acknowledged in a healthy way feels like. Suck it up and be a man. 5. Having to chase after women. I'd give up halfway, honestly. My girlfriend has asked me before why I didn't date more or talk to more girls when I was single, and the truth is it's just a lot of hassle and feels forced a lot of the time. I was never that guy to go up to a girl and her friends at a bar. Like, are you kidding me? That sounds like a huge risk over reward type of situation to me. I always preferred meeting girls naturally, like through friends or events or something. Edit. Resident Evil 4 merchant voice. Hehe, thanks for the gold, stranger. 6. Probably the stigma. I've seen a single father get shouted at for being with his kid when at a park for trying to kidnap children. The dude wanted to make his son happy, not molest him. FFS. 7. Being considered a possible threat by strangers. Probably. Like, I get it, you never know, but it would probably suck. Either that or the dick and balls. Like, they're just dangling there? Are they in the way? How do you straddle stuff? Will you accidentally squish them? Do you have to, like, tuck them into your underwear? The dick and balls. Like, they're just dangling there? It's what they do most of the time. Are they in the way? Usually not. Normally we don't put too much thought into them. How do you straddle stuff? Not a problem. They hang off the front and tend to get pushed forward when we straddle. Will you accidentally squish them? It happens and it sucks. It happens most often when I am in sleeping shorts. Boxers really. The balls will dangle down and it is a little uncomfortable until I adjust them. Do you have to, like, tuck them into your underwear? It is why I prefer briefs over boxers. Briefs give a little support and structure for the package. All in all, I am pretty happy with the design. All in all, I am pretty happy with the design. A+, would buy again. 8. Being expected to be more effective at physical labor. Being expected to do more dangerous work. Receiving less empathy when struggling with emotional issues. My wife literally came home one night and told me she was leaving for another man, took my money and filed for divorce. She also took, and kept, the dog. I was allowed one day off from work to deal with it. Our court date. If I even slightly mentioned it, people would go silent. And it's 6 months later and everyone expects me to be completely over it. It's torture. Edit. I really didn't expect this to get so much attention. I broke down and cried last night when I saw how many people messaged me and offered to give me their numbers or to be a shoulder to lean on. I saw some folks ask a few questions, so I figured I'd give some more details. I was the primary breadwinner, and for the last 2 years I had started making significantly more money than I had been before. In a pretty short amount of time I'd gone from 0k to 10k. When we first met, I had a drug problem. I cleaned up, worked for a while in the industry I had been in, then got into the software industry. She controlled the finances. Having a large sum of cash available to me, while not anymore, can be triggering, and I trusted her and frankly didn't care. I would usually have a few $100 and she'd have the rest, which she assured me she claimed she had been saving. When she left, she didn't talk to me until I saw her in court, where she said she had 00 to her name. I was so beaten down at that point and just wanted my dog back or the chance to see the dog. I didn't care about the money. I left court with none of the above. I live in a no-fault state, so we just had to go to court once. When the mediator asked if I wanted her to ask the judge about a hearing for the dog, I said yes. My ex then told me she was going to let my work know I'd been emailing her, begging her to come home from my work email during my workday, implying she'd be attempting to get me fired and had no issue doing it. It feels good knowing other people care. Thanks. 9. If the women don't get wet or come or have fun in bed, it's your fault. If you don't get hard or come or have fun in bed, it's also your fault. 10. Not being able to take care of children without getting dirty looks. 11. Oh, you got stuck taking care of the kids today, huh? Giving mom a day off. Finally, dads know what I'm talking about. Edit. Well, that blew up. Glad to see I'm not crazy. It's interesting to see the scattered few people say OMG people don't actually talk like that. Dot. And then see hundreds of other folks confirm that, yeah, people do say that shit. I was a stay-at-home dad until my daughter went to kindergarten. This hit me deep in the soul. I've been accused of being a child predator while reading a book on a park bench while my daughter plays. Have had the cops called on me when my daughter and I were just walking down the street 2 blocks from my own home. And have been generally looked down on even by family members while I was a stay-at-home parent. The giving mom a day off line is just emotionally crushing sometimes when it's said. Edit. Thank you for the platinum. Thank you all very much for the kind words and the discussions had about this. Edit 2. Thank you for the silver and gold as well. You spoil me. My daughter is 7 now and things like these haven't happened in quite a while. We actually just had a wonderful trip to the grocery store today. You all are wonderful people and I thank you for the kind words. 12. Being a father of a daughter or even babysitting. The complete mistrust that people give them is astonishing. If she starts throwing a tantrum in public, people always assume the worst. I would want my daughter to give my husband hugs and love him the same as she would love me in public, but people just view it differently. And X200B. Edit. Yes, I am in the US. This is not a new concept nor is it just located here but also in other countries. From other stories down below. This was happening at least 20 years ago when it happened to my dad too. Everyone should love their kids and we do need strong male role models. I am so happy for all the love that people are throwing around about their kids. Brag away. Even if this judgment does happen, you are a good father and nothing anyone else does will change that. I told a friend I'd happily babysit their 3-year-old daughter, which being a good person they accepted, and a mutual friend of theirs overhearing asked to my face if I was a pervert. My mind is not going there. Why is yours? Apostrophe. 13. Only one orgasm at a time. 14. Honestly, probably people just assuming that you'll do all of the gross shit that no one else wants to do. Fixing up the car, unclogging the toilet, cleaning out the spider webs in the attic, scrubbing the mildew out of the bathtub. Guys are just expected to do it all without complaint because that's the manly thing to do. As a woman, I find it pretty unfair. Alongside that are hiding a boner. People assuming that you can't have mental illnesses, disorders, not being allowed to cry, show emotions, be insecure about your body. All of it is really unfair. I'm sorry guys. 15. Having to be the person physically in charge in a threatening situation. Like always being with a man when walking home from a party in a sketchy area at night. Yes, there is safety in numbers, but the dude is expected to be protective regardless of level of awareness. Self-defensive, or drunkenness. That's a lot of pressure. 16. I was raped, haha, good one. Edit. I see a lot of men's stories in the comments and while I don't know the perfect thing to say, thank you for having the courage to come forward. And also I'm sorry that you have such a thing to contribute to this at all. 17. I cannot fathom how a guy sits down to poop and their junk is what, just chilling inside the toilet? Do you lift them and rest them on the toilet seat? I have no idea how dudes do it. Do you get backsplash on your ballsack? I ask these questions to my boyfriend. I'm convinced he thinks I'm a lunatic, but I just think balls would be incredibly inconvenient. Please refer to backsplash as its proper scientific name. Poseidon's kiss. 18. I would not be allowed a moment of weakness. Bad day? You can't cry unless your mother just died. Hurt yourself? Suck it up and go to the hospital. Feeling self-conscious about your body? Nobody cares. Feeling ill? Someone has a man see old. Exclamation point. Exclamation point. 19. Hands down always being the villain. A colleague of mine was a bit on the heavier side, but decided to get into shape and started jogging. So he jogs around his block daily until his smartwatch tells him his quota for the day is full. That day he was a bit late but went for a jog when the sun was setting. Not many people out there, but as he was on his way, some girls saw him jogging their way, got scared and called the cops on him for obviously trying to chase them to rape them or something. Now, the guy didn't know about the call, he just sees two girls seeing him coming, turning around and running away, and he's like, what the duck? Until the cops come for him. You know, for the biggest offense in the whole human history, trying to get fit. I felt really bad for him. 20. You're the ones who have to kill the big hairy spider. The duck I do. 21. Being abused in public by a woman and having people laugh instead of intervening to help you. Also the whole to be a man you have to act a certain way. Brutal. 22.